Your eye color isn't random. It isn't just cosmetic. It's a biological report card written in your DNA, and most people have never learned how to read it. The color of your iris is directly tied to how your body handles pain, disease risk, vitamin production, and even how your brain processes stress. This isn't astrology. This is genetics. And the science here will completely change how you look at your own eyes. Let's start with brown eyes. Over 70% of humans carry this trait. That's not a coincidence. Brown eyes are loaded with melanin, the same pigment that protects skin from UV radiation. Here's what that means inside your body. High melanin concentration in the iris is linked to higher melanin concentration throughout your nervous system. Neuromelanin coats the dopamine-producing neurons in your brain. Brown-eyed people tend to have denser neuromelanin deposits. Research suggests this gives them faster neural reaction times in certain motor tasks. Studies comparing athletes found brown-eyed individuals consistently outperformed lighter-eyed peers in reactive sports, tennis, boxing, and cricket. Their nervous systems are literally faster on the trigger. That melanin isn't just sitting in your iris. It's threaded through your biology. Brown eyes also carry a significant health trade-off. High melanin production is correlated with stronger vitamin D resistance. Your skin produces vitamin D when UV hits it. Darker pigmentation slows that process. If you have brown eyes, there's a strong probability your melanin levels are elevated across your skin as well. You need more sun exposure to generate the same vitamin D output as a lighter-eyed person. Vitamin D deficiency is linked to immune dysfunction, depression, bone loss, and elevated cancer risk. This doesn't mean brown eyes are bad. It means your body has a specific demand. You need to compensate. More sun. More supplementation. Your biology requires it. The metabolic implications extend further than most people recognize. Brown-eyed individuals also show different patterns in melatonin production. Higher melanin density in the pineal gland can suppress nighttime melatonin release slightly, meaning brown-eyed people often require less total sleep to feel rested. They tend to be earlier risers naturally. Their circadian rhythms are tuned to earlier light onset. This adaptation made sense for equatorial ancestors who face consistent 12-hour day-night cycles year-round. The trade-off is reduced melatonin also means less antioxidant protection during sleep. Brown-eyed populations show slightly higher rates of nocturnal seizure disorders. Again, not a fatal flaw, just a biological reality requiring awareness. Your ancestors' environment aped your sleep architecture. Blue eyes tell a completely different story. Every blue-eyed person alive shares a single ancestor, one mutation, one moment in history. Somewhere near the Black Sea between 6,000 and 10,000 years ago. Before that, everyone had brown eyes. The mutation switched off melanin production in the iris. What replaced it wasn't a pigment, it's a physics trick. Blue eyes contain almost no melanin. Light enters the iris, shorter wavelengths scatter back out, and your brain perceives blue. Same mechanism as the sky, no pigment required. But the consequences run deep. Low iris melanin correlates with low melanin throughout the body. And that changes your pain tolerance fundamentally. Research from the University of Pittsburgh found that blue-eyed women required significantly less anesthesia during surgical procedures compared to brown-eyed women. They also reported lower pain scores post-surgery. A follow-up study found blue-eyed individuals had higher pain sensitivity overall but stronger tolerance to specific types of discomfort. This seems contradictory. Here's why it isn't. Higher sensitivity means your nervous system detects pain signals faster and more accurately. Your threshold for detection is lower. But your brain's regulatory systems, which suppress pain signals through endorphin release, may run more efficiently with less melanin interference. Your experience of pain is fundamentally different from a brown-eyed person's, not weaker, different. Blue-eyed people face a serious UV vulnerability. No melanin in the iris means no natural filter. UV radiation passes directly through to the retina. Over a lifetime, this significantly elevates the risk of macular degeneration, which is the leading cause of permanent vision loss in adults. Blue-eyed individuals are also at higher risk for uveal melanoma, a rare but aggressive eye cancer. This isn't a minor statistical footnote. It's a real biological cost. If you have blue eyes, you aren't wearing sunglasses as a fashion choice. You're compensating for a genuine structural weakness your ancestors never needed to worry about in the overcast north. Green eyes are rarer than most people realize. Only about 2% of the global population carries this trait. Green eyes require a precise layering. Moderate melanin combined with a yellow pigment called lipochrome, all regulated by at least 16 different genes working in exact coordination. Shift any one variable, and the color tips toward hazel or blue. That genetic precision has real implications. The moderate melanin levels in green eyes sit at a functional sweet spot. You get partial UV protection without fully blocking light entry. Your retinas receive more photons than brown-eyed individuals, but fewer than blue. This puts green-eyed people in a middle zone for both vision sensitivity and UV risk. Green eyes are also strongly associated with Celtic and Germanic ancestry. These populations evolved in temperate forest and mountain environments with variable, shifting light. Your visual system, if you have green eyes, was built for contrast detection and adaptability. Studies on visual processing show green-eyed individuals perform well in tasks requiring detection of subtle color differences and edge contrasts. That may sound minor. It isn't. Your ancestors needed to see a deer moving through mixed forest light. Your eyes were engineered for exactly that kind of complexity. The chemistry in your iris reflects the environment your lineage survived in. What makes green eyes particularly interesting is their intermediate immune profile. Green-eyed populations historically had moderate disease exposure. Not the tropical pathogen density of equatorial regions, but more than Arctic populations faced. This shaped their immune genetics. Green-eyed individuals show balanced T-cell and B-cell responses in clinical immunology studies. They're neither over-responsive to allergens nor under-responsive to true infections. This sweet spot in immune calibration means green-eyed people experience autoimmune disorders at slightly lower rates than blue-eyed populations, but higher rates than brown-eyed groups. Your eye color reflects your ancestors' disease environment. The immune system was built accordingly. Hazel eyes are the biological wildcards. They genuinely shift color under different lighting conditions. This isn't a perceptual artifact. It's a genuine structural response. Hazel eyes contain intermediate melanin levels combined with lipochrome deposits that aren't evenly distributed across the iris. Different light wavelengths interact with different regions, producing visible color shifts. One moment they look green. 30 minutes later, brown. This structural variability mirrors something important about the underlying physiology. Hazel-eyed individuals in pain tolerance studies often show results that cluster between brown and blue eye groups. Their melanin levels are intermediate. Their neuromelanin deposits are intermediate. Their biological responses reflect that middle ground consistently. Amber eyes are frequently misidentified. People call them light brown or hazel. They're neither. Amber eyes contain high lipochrome with very low melanin, producing a solid golden or copper tone that doesn't shift with lighting. This stable coloration is also present in predatory animals: wolves, eagles, owls. Human amber eyes share the same pigment chemistry. Research on light sensitivity found amber-eyed individuals have some of the highest photon transmission rates of any eye color, second only to blue and gray. This means more light reaches your retina under all conditions. That can enhance low-light vision. It also means elevated UV vulnerability and higher rates of light sensitivity conditions like photophobia. Gray eyes are the rarest category most people have never considered separately from blue. Less than 3% of humans carry them. Gray eyes contain even less melanin than blue eyes, but the light scattering occurs across broader wavelengths. The result is that flat steel-colored tone that doesn't shift dramatically. Gray-eyed individuals show some of the highest rates of light sensitivity reported in clinical settings. They're overrepresented in populations with higher rates of seasonal affective disorder, likely because low melanin both in the eye and throughout the body affects melatonin regulation differently. Your pineal gland responds to light exposure. Low melanin systems process those signals with less buffering. Your circadian rhythm is more vulnerable to disruption. Heterochromia sits in its own category entirely. Less than 1% of people have it. two differently colored eyes, or visible sectors of different colors within one iris. This happens when melanin distribution is disrupted during embryonic development, either through genetic mosaicism or localized mutation. Complete heterochromia, where each eye is a fully different color, is often benign. But acquired heterochromia, where the colors change later in life, is a serious medical signal. Sudden pigment changes in one iris can indicate Horner's syndrome, Fuchs's heterochromic iridocyclitis, or early glaucoma. If your eye color shifts noticeably as an adult, that isn't interesting. That's your body sending a warning you need to take seriously. Your eyes are measuring instruments. They reveal your UV vulnerability, your nervous system's melanin density, your pain processing architecture, and your ancestral migration history. Brown eyes built for the equatorial sun. Blue eyes optimized for dim northern winters. Gray eyes pushed to the extreme low melanin edge. Every color is a biological record. Look in the mirror and you're reading a document written across thousands of generations. Your body has been calibrated for specific environments, specific stressors, and specific demands. Now you know what yours says. Does your experience match the science? Let me know which eye color you have and whether any of this landed for you.